Hey everyone, for those of you who have been paying attention to my videos for a while now, or even some of you new subscribers or people who have been watching my most recent videos, you probably realize that I don't get into this whole, like, that's the thing that I don't understand. And I'm glad some people do it, and kudos to those who delve into these topics that are in regards to certain people, or some things that may be true, they may be false, and there's no way for me to really know. I can't know. So, unless I have real world evidence presented to me, I don't like to delve into topics where it is subjective and I can't give a logical or consistent narrative or opinion in regards to it. So, like, the whole George Soros thing. I mean, you've probably heard. I mean, whether he's some mastermind for some of these things that are happening, I don't know. I can't prove it. I have no way of knowing these things, and there's just so many other areas and so many different ways I can deal with it. And as far as the macro aspect of things, is why do I want to delve into the microcosm of whether George Soros is a mastermind of a lot of this leftism or this collectivism that's taken place, or these Antifa groups or socialist or communist endeavors and the rise of all that. Like I say, I don't know, so I try to avoid it like the plague, because there's so many areas that you can talk about things from, like I say, the macro or philosophical aspect. Is why would I want to go down there and talk about a person? Whatever. But in this situation, I'm going to make an exception. Genuine news reporting that's supposed to be not just informative, but educational and vital for the people to be properly informed. Like I say, the CBC, they've gone so far away from what their proper or their original mandate is supposed to be that I don't even, well, I guess I could say I don't know how they continue to do it, but once again, when you don't have a profit margin and you can force the taxpayers to pay for you to subsidize this crony crown corporation, well, I guess they can do whatever they want. Who's going to hold them to account? The government's on their side. They carry favor for the liberal government. The liberal government hands them back, or I guess even if the conservatives join in, well, they'll just try to align more closely to whoever their political master is at the time, I guess, in some way or some area, or they just use the entrenched bureaucracy to just do whatever they want and railroad or even over their political opponents, even if they do come to rise to some political power. So anyways, once again, I can't even guess how this institution has continued to maintain this kind of propagandist platform without the Canadian people rising in massive revolt. Like I said, I don't know. But I just deal with the reality I'm given and that I live in. Headline of the National today: controversial billionaire George Soros faces attacks on multiple fronts. So think about it. Controversial billionaire George Soros faces attacks on multiple fronts. That headline. Think about if it was the Koch brothers, right? Which are more libertarian or conservative. Now, they're billionaires down in the U.S., but if the media was covering them, it's, all of the negative connotations and adjectives they'd be using. It wouldn't be controversial. It's far right. The evil Koch brothers. I mean, you've heard all the negative connotations and suggestions that these people in the CBC use towards these billionaires that they have opposition to in regards to politics or ideology. I mean, you know how they treat them. But in this headline, no, it's just controversial billionaire George Soros. And wait till you listen to the rest of it. This being reported by Jonathan Gatehouse, October 25th, 2018. Generous billionaire or one world mastermind. George Soros operates a nonprofit that supports democracy and human rights in more than 100 countries. And since its 1979 beginning, offering scholarships to black students in apartheid-era South Africa, he has given away more than $32 billion US. Yet the 88-year-old financier turned philanthropist has also become an all-purpose boogeyman for far-right-wing populists all over the world, and the common thread in America's darkest political conspiracy theories. So, I mean, think about it. They're already suggesting that he supports democracy and human rights in all these countries, right? He offers scholarships to black students in South Africa. He's given away billions of dollars, although you could say, like I said, put the Koch brothers in there. And you could say that they've given away lots of money to lots of their own particular pet causes, right? And they've done lots of philanthropy work, but the media would never suggest that they're good people. No, they always try to paint the Koch brothers, ooh, evil libertarians, ooh, evil conservatives, ooh, evil Republicans. But here, no, this guy's all praise, all praise. And even in the next one, 88-year-old financier turned philanthropist, right? Who's become an all-purpose boogeyman, so as if the opposition is, oh, they're painting him as someone he's not, right? That's what they're suggesting. And they're saying these opponents that are suggesting that this guy's a boogeyman, oh, they're far-right populists. And it's a common thread in America's darkest political conspiracy theories, right? Yeah, right? Because if you can use the word conspiracy theory, somehow that's just a way to detract or deny your political opponent from having any voice. Because, hey, if they're conspiracy theorists, well, I'm not going to listen to what a conspiracy theorist says because they're nutbars, right? Just in, like, what is that? 4 or 5 sentences? They've already tricked your mind into thinking that George Soros good, Koch brothers, or anyone that supports political initiatives on the opposite side of the aisle, oh, they're bad. George Soros good, Koch brothers bad. Like I say, such a failure to be even remotely objective or intellectually honest. This is something that really grinds my gears when it comes to the CBC. Oh, the amount of disinformation and propaganda they put forth. No wonder the Canadian people are so fucking out of touch with the reality. And it's a direct result of this kind of nonsense, of this kind of rhetoric. Soros was the first high-profile Donald Trump critic to receive a pipe bomb, hand-delivered apparently to the mailbox at his estate in Katona, New York, 70 kilometers north of Manhattan on Monday. But it's far from the only attack he's experienced this week. Today, the university that Soros created in his native Hungary basically threw in the towel after years of sharp criticism and bureaucratic hostility from the government of Viktor Orban. Despite trying to meet strict new legal conditions, actually, before I continue on, yeah, Viktor Orban, apparently he won the democratic elections in there, and the people, instead of the people that, on the left went, oh, well, we need to implement and mandate our political platform because the people spoke. Well, the people spoke. Apparently, Victor is just doing what the people said. What, you don't like democracy? Like I said, no one actually likes democracy. The left likes to pretend they like democracy, but it's only because they've usually been the ones that have benefited from mob or majority rule. When they see that shoe goes on to the other foot, oh, all of a sudden democracy's terrible, right? Wow. By the way, not a fan of democracy. Never have been. Mob majority rule, I don't want nothing to do with that because I'm never in a majority. Matter of fact, if you're a winner or if you're someone that's successful or if you're someone that is exceptional or different in any way, you're always in the minority. If you go out to a race or a hockey game actually in particular, forget about hockey games. Let's use individual sports because that's where we can actually deal with the individual aspect. If you're a winner in any venture or superior in any way, no matter what you do, and I'm not talking about as far as white supremacy, I'm just talking about intellect, physical prowess, looks, competence on your job, having particular skills. If you're at the top, you are a minority. There's all kinds of people way down the bottom that outnumber you. So why would anyone want majority or mob rule when it means the dumb people, the less competent people, or the inept people can dictate and control and dominate the people that are actually superior in some regard? So once again, no, don't even try to use any pretense. Anyone that watches this video, don't even think when I use the word superiority that has anything to do with race or skin color or anything. Like I say, I'm talking about competence. Despite trying to meet strict new legal conditions, the U.S. chartered university has been unable to get Hungary's government to renew an agreement that allows it to operate. The Central European University, run by former federal liberal leader Michael Ignatieff, announced that it will start transferring its degree programs from Budapest to a satellite campus in Vienna, Austria. Anyways, I'll post a link to this article in the description of the video below. I just didn't want to waste a whole lot of time, but I thought, come on. Like I say, more political propaganda where the CBC is trying to trick and convince you into thinking that George Soros is good. Some billionaires, they're great, right? No pretense of, hey, shouldn't Shouldn't we be taxing the living shit out of George Soros? I mean, usually that's what the laughter of the CBC is constantly talking about. All these people, they pay no taxes. Where's the hatred and vitriol towards George Soros, a billionaire that even admits that he likes to delve into politics and manipulate things? No, you get a free pass, George, because you're on their side, right? But if you're against them, well, you get all that hatred and vitriol and rhetoric that suggests that the people should hate you. If you don't align with them politically, like I say, or ideologically, you're bad if you're a billionaire. But hey, if you help them, well, you're good. We like you. Thanks, George. Thanks, Uncle George. Wow, folks. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.